Hey guys, VideoJames, and today we're going to actually be doing something that I never really done before because A, people really never come over, and B, I've never really had a reason to, but today we're going to be going on a room tour. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because, again, I'm still sick. It's still me being sick all day, probably, and I didn't really feel like going up and recording something and blasting something through headphones, but we're just going to do this today because I felt like this would be a fun thing to do. So, without further ado, let's get in. Sheldon's just sitting there guarding the door. And time for the big reveal. Yes, so this is basically the average equivalent of my room. It's just spinning around everywhere. Yeah, no. But anyway, this is basically the average equivalent of my room. That's my dresser. It's got an old TV and alarm clock on it, which I never really use anymore. Yeah, because that's really the only thing I use that for is a clock, because the last thing that I used to use that for was an alarm clock, but since I got the app on this that's an alarm clock, I don't really need it anymore. And that TV has basically been OOC since 2016. And then you see right there next to the alarm clock, I got my two little Dragos. I'm gonna get closer. Got Delta, and then we got Neo, and I got more somewhere around here. I gotta get to that later. I will get that later, but I got more of them somewhere. I forget where. And then we got a little Squirtle finger doll over here that I never really use. I kind of just use this as a, like, decoration for my room. Like, see, it's a little finger puppet. You just stick it on your finger and got a Squirtle hole on your finger. But anyway, and then we got my bed over here. That pile of clothes over there, by the way, that's what I usually wear at home. Like, that's usually my at-home attire. For when I'm not, like, working on something or I'm not doing something important, that's my at-home attire. And then we see my blanket over here that you guys always see in the videos, the little Star Wars blanket. And then over here is Pikachu, just taking a little nap. Just over here is my collection of miscellaneous binders. I'll actually get closer to show you guys what's over there. But from first glance, you can see I got a bunch of chargers over there. I got my new 2DS, kind of like buried underneath the cords. Yeah, I don't know what it is with me, but I've always had this obsession of keeping the things that I use the most, or the things that I am most attached to on my bed, or like right next to me. Like you see right here, I made a little nightstand out of a Lego Millennium Falcon box. But anyway, we got the 2DS over there, we got my old DS right there, underneath my headphones, well, behind my headphones. I have an old DVD player, which actually was really good when I got it, because it's one of those swivel screens that turns around 180 degrees. And then we got a bunch of games with the little Eevee figures and that Funko Pop Dalek that I got a long time ago, and my sonic screwdriver. And the big black thing is basically just a case of DVDs, because I got too many DVDs to know what to do with. And then underneath it's just a binder of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I literally cannot sell. I can't give those things away. And yeah, that is the laptop of Destiny that I basically use to edit all of my videos and upload all my videos now, because it's just so much easier to type in stuff on that laptop and edit stuff. Because trying to do stuff on this Kindle is like trying to shove a monkey into a submarine. It ain't gonna work. Because the laptop actually has Adobe Flash Player, and that's basically the main thing you need to use to edit, so I basically just use that for all editing. And the laptop honestly has a much nicer layout for uploading than the Kindle does. And whenever you type something in on the Kindle, the keyboard pops up, then it goes down, then it pops up again, and it's annoying. So I like just uploading them from my Kindle to YouTube and then actually doing the uploading and the editing and all that on that laptop. So inside look at how James does his editing. And then we got a bunch of stickers over here. Yeah, I got stickers like a long time, like the longest time ago. I got like a bunch of Transformers stickers. So we got Bumblebee over there. We got my boy Bumblebee. And then we got Prime right there. And then over here we just got Megatron sulking out in the corner with Barricade sitting over here being all insecty. And then we see right here is my bookshelf. Yes, I actually do own books. But usually that shelf where the DVD case is for How to Train Your Dragon is usually used to just hold movies. But I might have moved stuff to over here. I don't know. I might have moved stuff to over there, or I might have kept stuff there. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had DVD cases over there. But we got a whole bunch of books. We got a bunch of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which I actually don't read anymore, because they just lost all their charm to me. We got, like, all the Wings of Fire books, which ironically the first one is the only one I have that isn't hardcover, which kind of bugs me because it's like one in paperback and then hardcover. But that's actually my favorite book series right now because it's actually a nice book series, and I don't really read many book series as like a whole, but of the few that I've read so far, that actually is my favorite series. And then we see we got a bunch of notebooks here, which I actually use for drawing. We see we got notebooks here. I'll actually pull one out. You can see it says Drawings First Edition, because that's got like all my old drawings in it. That's actually where the Charmander drawing is put to rest. And then we see in the middle of those, you can't really see them anymore. I'll try and turn the camera this way. But you kind of see in there that we got little Star Wars books, which are basically like the origins of like all the famous Star Wars characters. That we got Darth Vader, Obi-Wan, and Luke Skywalker. So I got those a long time ago, and they actually are really good books. Like, they are actually really fascinating books, and it's nice to kind of see Star Wars from a different perspective. Like, you see it from the characters' perspective and from all their thoughts and all that, instead of just from George Lucas's telling, which changes every 5 minutes. Moving on, we see we got my little art drawer down there. Well, drawer, I should say, not really. But it's just kind of like a little art shelf. We see I got a bunch of supplies down there. I got a bag of rubber bands, got like 16 mechanical pencils, 90 pens, a bunch of crayons and colored pencils, and a compass that I never use. Yes, I really like to draw, so I'm gonna do another drawing video on the channel probably. Probably gonna be something you guys request. So I'm gonna put a post up on the Facebook thing to let you guys know what's gonna happen with that. And basically it'll be all your guys' control. That for the next few weeks I'm gonna try and do stuff that'll be all in your guys' hands. That it won't be any of my influence, it'll be all of you guys influencing me. So anyway, and then over here we see we got what DVDs I don't have used somewhere else. So we see we got a bunch of Alf, we got Deadpool and One Punch Man, which I just bought recently, and then we got Spider-Man 3. And then over there we got Ahmed Saves America, which I actually have right above that. An Ahmed thing. You see it's a little bobblehead. Like, if I pull this out, you see it's a little bobblehead, and then it's got a little button here on the side that you just, and it makes Ahmed catchphrases. So I'll just set that back down. And then we see we got the dragon statue right there that I got at Cedar Point, which I absolutely love because it is amazingly gorgeous. Like, this is like the absolute most beautiful dragon statue I've ever seen, because it is really glittery, but the texture actually feels extremely realistic, and I really like the kind of skull thing that it's got going on. But I really love that. It is an amazing thing in my opinion. And then we see back there it's a little glass elephant, because I used to love elephants when I was a kid. I don't really feel like picking it up because it's already got a bunch of cracks in it that I don't know how got there, and I'm kind of worried it's going to break soon. So I kind of just leave it alone and never touch it and just let it there and be beautiful for all eternity. And then we see we got a little Yoshi statue right there, a piece of Maxis Drago. I actually used to have all of Maxis Drago, but I kind of lost him and never found him. And then we got like a dragon candle thing over there, so that's nice. And then, again, returning to the nightstand thing, yeah, basically, because a long time ago I wanted to have like, because I used to have like 2 Lego boxes down there as just like a kind of on the ground level nightstand. And then once I got the Millennium Falcon box, I found like 2 like rectangle boxes in my closet, which I'm not going to go into because that is not safe for work. And I just basically used those in the Millennium Falcon box to kind of make a nightstand. And I kind of just used the Millennium Falcon to kind of keep it balanced, and then I got that little notebook over there, which basically just has all of my important stuff that I need to remember in it, because I like to write stuff down and I like making lists and all that. Then we see over here we got this little makeshift desk that I got. So I got this little white thing right here that's basically 3 things in one, that I just kind of put a bunch of DVDs, like if you can see behind the bumblebees there's like a bunch of DVDs and then a shoebox and a binder and a notebook on top, and I basically use that as like a makeshift writing station, because I did take up like writing stories as a hobby a few months ago, so I kind of just use that as my recreational desk, sort of. And then again, we see just the line of bumblebees right there. I actually did end up buying the Transformers The Last Night Age of Extinction repaint bumblebee, and it was just kind of spur of the moment collector thing that I wanted to get all the bumblebees. And I am probably going to customize that later, because I figured out that you actually can customize Transformers easily and like change the colors around, so I am actually going to do that later. I'm going to customize that Bumblebee to get a bit more black on him to where he's more of my suiting. And then we see down here, we've got, that's where they were. We've got the little box of Bakugan. So that's basically just the ones that I play around with if I ever want to play with them. And I actually have played with them like in the past month. I think I played with them once. Because it's kind of fun to remember the nostalgia and have fun. And this, some people who actually know the series might think that this is a Hex Dragonoid. But it's actually a Neo Dragonoid that I customized to look like a Hex Dragonoid. So I saved basically like $60 on a Japanese only product to make my own version. And I actually say that it came out pretty well. I mean, I don't have the silver colors for the claws and the eyes and the gems on the back of them. But if I did have those, I can reassure you that I definitely would have recolored them. So, Drago, you sit there. I don't know. Sit there and behave. There we go. And then we see on the bottom is basically the Transformer section. Then we got a bunch more Bumblebees. We got an Optimus back there in the back, if you can see him. There we go. And then we got Grimlock just sitting there. I kind of keep Grimlock in the always open position now, just for when I record the Transformers reviews, and kind of just keep him ready so that every time I go to make the videos, I don't have to like open him, and kind of saves time. Because usually I record in like the afternoons, but right now I'm recording this and it's 11 o'clock. God, it's like the break of morning for me. But then we see we got that little mini-con right there. We got Roadbuster right there, and then we got Skids and Mudflap in their ice cream truck form. Magical closet of secrets. What mysteries are contained? Okay, motion sick. Alright. And then we see the last thing over here is basically where I just throw my book bag every day. I just throw it down there like, yeah. Just keep it down there, and I really don't mess with it unless I need to. And then we see we got my shoes over there. That I always put my shoes that I wear outside the house right there. I'm actually wearing my inside the house shoes right now, and you can kind of see my pajamas a little bit. But those are basically my outside the house shoes, and these are actually new. I just got these yesterday from my grandma. She brought over a whole bunch of shoes for me, so I kind of kept like 3 pairs of them and got rid of the other ones that were too small. And I basically just kept those, so now those are my new out the house shoes. But yeah, that's basically it for this room tour. I hope you guys enjoyed all of the secrets of my room. Yeah, pay no attention to that blue box. I don't really need to explain what that blue box is because my business. Also, yes, I know the SpongeBob curtains are there, very mature, ha 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 ha. Go ahead, get your laughs out now. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this video here. Voice crack, calm down. I'm gonna leave this video here. Like I said, I am gonna do some more you guys related stuff on the channel, so keep an eye out in the Facebook group and the Facebook page for more of that stuff, and keep an eye out for just all-around activity that you guys can participate in and get more viewer interaction with. But anyway, I'm leaving this video here. If you guys liked it, you can slap the like button as always, and I will see you guys later.